Kenyon, what was your first reaction? What kind of interaction do you have with the Jets during the lead up?
You said my first. Can you repeat that one more time?
Your first reaction, to going 16 and coming to New York and
Yeah,
what was your interaction with them, prior?
yeah. I mean, obviously, it's unreal. Man, it's unreal. And then to be the Jets, man, it's special. I mean, I have some family down there. My sister currently lives in New York, so no, I'm happy to get down there. Like I said, great interactions with all the staff. In meetings and everything. So, no, man, I'm beyond excited, super grateful. I mean, David Bailey said already, man, that this organization is trending in the right direction, and then I'm just a piece that can help, and I'm ready to help, and whatever the team needs me to do, I'm willing. And like I said, interactions on Zooms, whatever it may be, it's all been great.
What's your sister's name, and does she live in New York City or Manhattan?
Yep, yep. She goes to NYU, so she's right in the middle of it. Her name's Daisha Sadiq. I mean, she's phenomenal. She's a political science major, and works harder than anyone, honestly.
Awesome.
Kenyon, what would you describe as the strengths of your game?
What'd you say?
What would you say are the strengths of your game?
Yeah, I think, man, I think it's versatility, versatility, speed, and toughness, bro. Seriously, versatility. I think I can run in the help in the run and pass game. On top of that, I'm going to contribute in special teams as well. That's what I did at Oregon. That's what I'll continue to do. I can create separation, but I can also go hit someone. Obviously, the NFL is different. I'm gonna have to clean some things up, but man, I'm gonna go hit someone. That's one thing I'm not gonna be scared to do is go hit somebody.
How, Kenyon, could you just describe your college career? Obviously, last year was kind of your breakout year. Could you just describe, your trajectory through Oregon?
Yeah, it's definitely unique in a sense of I spent some time behind some really good players like Patrick Herbert, Terrence Ferguson, Casey Kelly. All those guys helping me get to where I am today. But I mean, just gradually each year, just building on things. Building a foundation, just keep going from there. Whether it was contributing, like I said, on just special teams, and then getting into scheme plays of the offense and kind of taking the reins of the offense. So, no, a great career. Man, like I said, it kind of just sorry, I'm so excited right now. But no, it was just great. Like I said, my time in Oregon, I was able to create some explosive plays. Help us win games, and I love the University of Oregon, man, amazing university.
Kenyon, you are considered a matchup nightmare. What kind of movement did they have for you in that offense? How many different positions did you play offensively for them?
Yeah, I think in this season I took a snap at every single position besides O-line. Like I said, it kind of speaks volumes to my versatility. What I can do. I'm going to understand the whole playbook. That's just kind of who I am. I need to understand what everyone's going on because that benefits me. So if the coaches can put me and trust me to be in multiple situations, multiple positions, obviously it's going to benefit myself, but more importantly, it's going to benefit the team. So like I said, I'm a team guy. The coach needs me to play receiver. I'm going to play receiver. If he needs me to play running back, I'll play running back. If he needs me to play tight end, I'll play tight end.
Because of the program you came from, how I mean, I know you haven't obviously played in the NFL before, but how NFL ready do you think you are, in terms of contributing right away and, just given the offense you're coming from?
Yeah. I mean, obviously at Oregon, we did a lot in our offense. We did a lot. So mindset wise, no, I feel like I'm ready to learn. Like I said, I know it's the NFL. I have a lot to learn. I know what the challenge is up ahead. It's truly a different game at this level. So, but at the same time, one have came out, but I feel like I was ready to come out. Like I said, mentally, I think I'm not there, but I'm ready to compete. And then physically, I mean, I got all the attributes. I mean, the combine showed that.
Kenyon running the 4.39 at the combine, that's kind of unheard of for a tight end, who's 240 pounds. How would you describe your game day speed?
Yeah, obviously game day speed is different than just running in a straight line and no clothes on basically. But no, I play fast. I play fast and I play hard, and that's two things I pride myself on. So no, I'm gonna go like I said. I'm gonna go hit someone. I'm gonna run past someone. I'm gonna jump over someone.
Kenyon, can you take us behind the scenes
Kenyon,
of the
how
process
comfortable are you?
that led to the 4.3940? Your training, who you were training with? Did you even shock yourself at that speed? Could you take us behind the scenes of leading up to that amazing 40?
Yeah. No, when I initially had told my trainers down in Phoenix or Scottsdale, Arizona with Exos, Nick and Paul, when I initially told them I wanted to run a 4.3, I think they thought I was pushing it a little bit. But no, as we started training, I think they started to realize, that I can do it. So no, I don't think it was a shock to them, but we knew it was going to be close. We knew we were going to be close to that 4.3, so it definitely wasn't a shock. But it was amazing to kind of see the work that we had put in all together to kind of pay off.
One of the scouting services had you for 6 drops last year. Do you think that's accurate? And if so, could you talk a little bit about that? And is that characteristic of who you are, or was just maybe some circumstances?
Yeah, no, that's 100% accurate. Yeah, 6 drops on the season. Yeah, no, that's 100% accurate. No, it's definitely uncharacteristic. If you go watch those drops, they're the easy ones, man. And that's something I've really taken. Taking to the chest, take it on the chin, and realize that's something I need to improve on. So improving hand-eye coordination has been huge for me. Just strengthening my eyes, strengthening my mental. Like you said, man, it's the easy ones, and those at the end of the game, those are the hardest ones too. But no, man, it's just doing what I do. Go out there, play football, and if you go look after Washington, after I had my last drop, after that throughout the season, I didn't have another one. Made that a point of emphasis, and I was one of the last guys after practice catching balls, whatever maybe.